Hello everyone, it's MeShell, and on this Ark Crystal Isles video, I'm going to be showing you where and how to steal your very own crystal wyvern eggs. So, let's go ahead and get started. There are currently two different ways that you can get your own crystal wyvern in game. One way is by passively taming them, and I've already shown you how to do that. The other way is by stealing eggs. And I'm going to be showing you how to steal the eggs as well as where they are located. Unlike the other wyverns, these wyverns that are located around the scorched earth area where you can steal the eggs are called crystal wyvern heirs, and they are naturally aggressive, so you need to be very careful. My coordinates are roughly 77.2 by 41.2, and I'm just going to show you what the nests look like. They're not located inside, but rather on top. And if you fly around towards the entrance towards the top, you can see that there are nests that are located here. And the levels range anywhere from low all the way up to level 225. So you get one extra level if you happen to steal a high level egg, a high level 225 egg. And again, this is another nest here. Simply look around the entrance and you can find them. And there's another one located here. And again, you can see that the wyverns are naturally aggressive. Stealing a crystal wyvern egg can be very tricky, so I highly recommend that you tame yourself a griffin. This one here was level 135. I've gone ahead and tamed it, leveled it, and put enough points into stamina so it's at 1,200. And this is a good number to work with. I put all of my points so far into stamina. Alright, so now on to stealing the eggs. Again, this is a very dangerous location and you need to make sure that you are as far away from the wyverns as possible. Unlike the other wyverns, these ones are naturally aggressive, so if you get too close to them, they will start charging you. Over on my right hand side, you can see the griffin trench there, and I'm going to be using that to my advantage when I steal the eggs. Simply fly overhead, get some height, and look down and spot your nests. There's one down below me right there. I'm going to go for that. I'm looking in the area and making sure that there's no other wyverns. The moment that you steal the egg, they are going to become naturally aggressive. If they do, simply fly away and dive down like this one has. And wait until you lose aggro. Use the trench to your advantage. Dive bomb down. Get in the trench to where they get stuck on the terrain. And you'll escape. Now that all the wyverns are cleared out, we can go for this egg. It's important to note that these wyverns, unlike their passive counterparts, go up to level 225. So there is a chance of you collecting a level 225 egg. Let's just land here. Turn your griffin so that you're facing the griffin trench. Hop off. Make sure that your griffin is regaining stamina. Don't stay here too long because the moment that we pick up this egg, everything's going to chase us. This one here happens to be a level 200 blood crystal wyvern. Pick it up, get on your mount quickly, fly straight up in the air, get yourself some height so that you can dive bomb. And here comes one now. Go into the trench, dive down, and we're going to stay here for a second. We're going to follow along the trench towards the open sea. And I'm doing this in the hopes that the wyvern will get stuck on the terrain. Now again, I recommend that you have a lot of points into your stamina so that you can get away. The aggro range of these wyverns is quite large, so they could follow you for miles. I'm going to look behind me to see if they're still following. And you can see the one in the distance is actually still following me. So again, make sure that you have a lot of stamina on your griffin when you do this. I do not recommend using a pterodon as it is really slow even with its barrel roll, and the wyverns will catch you and kill you quite quickly. Let's make sure that it's not following us still. It's still behind us. And it's out of render range, so it's not going to follow us anymore. And we got ourselves a level 200 blood crystal wyvern egg. I'm going to go ahead and collect up a few more, and then we can go ahead and get ready to hatch these. Let's go collect up a few more together. It's good to mention that all 3 different types of wyvern eggs you can collect from here. So you can collect the tropical, the ember, and the blood wyvern egg. There's a nest right here. Let's go ahead and land. Nothing's around me. Hop off. That's regaining stamina. A 140. Another blood. Fly straight up. And we're going to do the same thing. And as long as you're quick about this, you'll be able to steal as many eggs as you want. Don't linger in the area once you've stolen an egg, because odds are if you don't see the wyvern, it's stuck on a cliff somewhere and it probably will get unstuck and chase right after you. So just make sure that you go far away. And you can always look behind you too to make sure that none are following you. But as you can see behind me, I have 3 that are chasing me. There's a nest right here, but there's also a lot of wyverns in the area. Another blood one? Oh, this one's level 200. Let's go ahead and grab that. Get on our griffin. Go straight up. And get out. It's actually really simple to do on a griffin. There's a nest right here, but it seems to be floating in the air, unfortunately. I'm gonna see if I can land on this cliff and try to grab it if I can. There we go. Hop off. Level 30. Take the egg, and let's go. And this one happened to be an ember. Like I said, you can get all 3 different types of crystal wyvern eggs from this area. Now that we have a few, let's go ahead and start hatching them. Another one here. Let's take that. And that's why you want to leave. Don't linger around. Don't get greedy. Let's take these back to base so that we can get them close to hatching. This here's my little hatching base. You can see that I have some air cons here. I have roughly 12 air cons in a U shape right here. You don't necessarily need 12. You can do it with a little bit fewer, but I'm putting 12 air cons down so that I can hatch other kinds of eggs. Alright. I've gone ahead and placed my fertilized wyvern eggs here in the preserving bin. But here's the thing. Before we hatch these out, it's highly recommended that you go get yourself some of the Primal Crystal, because that's the wyvern's favorite food to eat in order for it to mature. Now, in order for us to get the Primal Crystal, we have to go and knock out one of those crystal wyverns. And here's the thing. You can do it with the 2 different variants of wyverns. You can do it with the passive ones that are located all around the map, or you can knock out the aggressive ones. The higher the level of the wyvern you knock out, the more Primal Crystal that you get. The lower the level, the less Primal Crystal. So what I'm going to be showing you is how to knock out the ones that are aggressive, the ones where we stole the eggs from. It is a lot easier to knock out the passive ones, but the moment that you hit the passive ones with arrows, they still become aggressive and they will hit you. But I'm going to show you that you can knock out the ones at the Wyvern Trench area. This here is my Wyvern Trap / Griffin Trap, and I call it both because I'm using it for both to trap griffins and to trap wyverns. I put it here specifically pointing right at the griffin trench, so if I wanted to tame some griffins I could do that, but I can also multi-purpose it and use it for a wyvern trap as well so that I can knock them out. I want to show you it very quickly. I'm going to open up both behemoth gates and I'm going to show you exactly how I built it. It's 8 tiles wide, 8 foundations wide, by 12 foundations this way. Now, the ground is not even, so I did have to use ceilings with pillars to make it flat, and you do need to fill the floor in so that you can do this above. I used double door frames. I put one here, and then I skipped a row, and then did another set. So again, you can see that I put double door frames here, I skipped a set of double door frames, put another set of double door frames going up, and this is 10 high. I did this to save on resources, but I also did double door frames so that I could shoot through very easily. And you can see that up above, this is what my ceiling looks like. I did ceilings that stretch from one side to the other, and I left both sides open like this so that I can shoot from either side. I could take my pick. It's really important too that you put down some wooden ramps that go around on the sides, and this helps out when you trank your wyvern and you run up to go collect the crystal from it. I did put down some extra ceilings right here, as you can see, because I was a little bit concerned that it was too big of a gap and the wyverns could get out. Now here's the other thing that you want to notice. Over here, I put some windmills and I put myself a little keypad. I put a 2x2 box and I put some bunk beds here in case I die I can respawn. I put a large storage box here with some extra armor and my trank darts and my guns. Let's go ahead and close this up. And it's powered by windmills up above. I don't like the sound of generators because it's really annoying and super loud, so I put some windmills up there, and it seems to have good wind here. Right there, 60% wind. So I put 2 up just in case. That's plenty for that one little thing. Now I've gone ahead and also activated my doors to a pin code. You might want to do this as well too. Again, you're going to have to put your little house off to the distance if you want to do that. I got the idea from when Nooblitz was taming griffins on Ragnarok, so a lot of credit goes to him for coming up with this. You simply go up to it, deactivate closed pins, and I've already key coded mine, 222, and you can see that both of the doors are closing. But for when I do this, I'm going to leave my back door here closed, and I will leave the front door open. Now these wyverns are ridiculously fast, and they will catch you very quickly. So what I'm going to be doing with the griffin is this. I'll kite them over, get them to follow me, I'll make a straight path for this right here, and instead of going inside, I go around and land right here. The griffin cannot fit through the gaps in between the double door frames, and it cannot fit through a double door frame itself. The wyvern cannot escape either. Now all we have to do from here is find ourselves a wyvern, kite it in, and we can start tranking it for the crystals. So let's go ahead and find ourselves a wyvern. Again, the higher the level of the wyvern, the more primal crystal you get. There's a wyvern right here, and right there. It's best to go for one by itself, but you might have problems trying to find one by itself. I don't want to get the aggro of 2 of them because that's going to be really dangerous. I'm trying to find one that's by itself, and again, you might have to look for a little bit, or try to get them separated by kiting their attention away from each other. I've got this one's attention. We're going to line ourselves up with the trap. Go behind it quickly. And it's inside. I'm going to let the griffin take a beating. Land over here by the keypad. Close it quickly, in case it wants to fly out. Now this is why I put my little house over here, is because the wyvern can still breathe on me and give me damage if I'm close by. So this is why I put it so far away. And you can see that the door's closed with the little pin pad, so it works excellent. Let's go ahead and grab our trank darts as well as one of our guns. Now let's go ahead and get this knocked out. Put those on. This one here is a female, level 215. That's a very high level, so we're going to get a lot of crystal off of this one. Just make sure that when you are shooting yours, that no other wyverns are in the area, because if they see that you're attacking one, they'll all come. Just keep shooting it. And it can try to escape all at once, but it's not going to get out. It looks like it should be able to come out, but it can't. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward until I get her knocked out, and then we can collect the crystal together. Alright, she's knocked out. Her torpor goes down fast, so you need to run up to her quickly. And you're going to get the prompt to take crystals. Take crystals. And we got 76 off of level 215. It says crystals recharging, so you cannot take any more off of her at the moment, so you need to get out. And that is plenty of crystal for us to use. Now, one thing to point out is that the crystal spoil timer is 44 minutes. 45 minutes, really. But in your inventory, it stays at 45. If you put it into a creature, it doesn't actually go up. If you use preserving salt, or if you put it into a preservation bin, the spoil timer doesn't go up at all. The only way to make the crystal last longer is by sticking it in a wyvern, in a crystal wyvern. So what we need to do now that we have the crystal, we have food for the babies, so now we can go and hatch them. So let's take this back to our base, and then we can hatch up some babies. On to hatching the eggs. It's time for some baby wyverns. I'm going to go ahead and hatch one of the embers. It's only level 30, and I'm also going to hatch the level 200 blood crystal wyvern that I got. You can see that it says the blood crystal wyvern air, level 200 and level 30. So let's go ahead and drop these. Make sure that you don't actually try to eat them. And I have some of the crystal on me right now. We're going to go ahead and wait for these to hatch up. It's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to skip forward until both of them are ready to hatch. Oh, and we have some babies. Go ahead and claim these for yourself. Make sure you do behavior, disable wandering. Let's claim the other one. Accept. Behavior, disable wandering. Let's go ahead and rename them. Alright. So we got a female and a female. 2 females. Now you can see that it wants care in 4 minutes. One thing that I would recommend that you do is look at the timer, look at the spoil timer of your crystal, and watch this. See how it goes up to 5 hours? Put all of your primal crystal into your baby wyverns when you can. But you got to keep in mind that its weight is still going up, so you probably can't put all of it. Make sure that you have food in the wyverns. Put the crystal into your baby wyvern, because this is what it eats. And I'll show you. Watch its food. 598 for speed at a crystal, jumps up to 625. So make sure that you have the food in your wyvern. I'm not going to test and see how low it's going to go before it needs food, because I don't want to lose these wyverns. I don't want to risk losing them. Both of these want care in about 3 minutes, so I'm going to wait until each one of them wants care. From here, it's just a waiting game. You might have to go out yourself and get more primal crystal Definitely if you're on official server settings, you will have to continuously go out. It's best if somebody can stay here and imprint upon them and the other person goes out and get the crystal. The wyverns are ready to imprint. This one wants to go on a walk with me. And this one wants a cuddle. Make sure that you have plenty of the Primal Crystal on you in case one of them wants to use that for baby food. There we go. Short walk. When you imprint on the baby wyverns, it'll ask you to do one of three things. The first one that it'll ask you is that it'll go for a walk. In this case, you need to walk it around. The second imprint it'll ask you is for a cuddle, and that's the easiest one where you go up to it and press E. And the last and final imprint is where you need to feed it Primal Crystal. Simply put the Primal Crystal on your last hotbar and go up to it and feed it the crystal. Only thing left now to do is imprint upon them and let them grow up. Now again, when you're going for Primal Crystal, you can either approach going for the aggressive wyverns or you can go ahead and knock out the passive wyverns. It's up to you, really. We're going to wait for these to grow up, and then we'll be ready to go on our new wyverns. My wyverns have grown up, and I've gone ahead and raised an extra one with it too, the other level 200 egg that I stole. Now, all three of these are grown up now, and there's one thing that I thought was very interesting that I wanted to show you all. If you take a cryopod and you go up to them, you cannot cryo them. Another interesting thing that I found out too with these wyverns on this map is that they're also not transferable. You cannot take these to any other map. So you are stuck with these wyverns at this map, unfortunately. So when you take it up to a terminal, and you try to transfer it out, it won't let you. It doesn't even come up on the creature list. I thought that was pretty interesting to know. And that, guys, is how you steal wyvern eggs, and that is how you mature the crystal wyverns as well. I hope this video has been helpful for you. If it has, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon for more notifications of when I upload next. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time.